Welcome back, guys, to the channel. I'm Jake ELLENBOGEN, and today we'll be continuing on with the 2021 Rams stat projection video series, but we're going to head on over to the other side of the ball, the defense. You look last year, the Rams had the #1 defense in the NFL, and I don't think that they're going to be that far off from last year. They did lose Brandon Staley, Troy Hill, and John Johnson III, as well as Morgan Fox, but I'm not ready to rule out this team as being a top 5 defense. I have them firmly in the top 10, and we will see if they actually challenge to be the #1 defense again, now with Raheem Morris. However, we're going to start off with the defense, with the best player, not only on the Rams defense, not only on the Rams, but arguably to ever play the game, and definitely in the entire NFL, Aaron Donald. If you look at Aaron Donald over the course of his career, he's had 85.5 sacks, 357 tackles, 131 of them being for a loss. And when you look at the forced fumbles of 6 as an interior defensive lineman, it really speaks volume as what he's been able to do in his career. So now move on. He's 30 years old in 2021. Last year, he had 13.5 sacks. He had 45 tackles, 14 tackles for loss. He had 1 fumble recovery, and he had 4 forced fumbles. And earlier when I said 6 forced fumbles, that was fumble recoveries. He actually has had 19 forced fumbles in his career. So think about that for a second. Now we get into it. We're going to project his stats. The big thing with Aaron Donald is, can this guy continue to get better? Because it seems like he is. You know, he's becoming a better player. He's learning new maneuvers, as you've seen, you know, that jump chop that he uses. He's being able to be utilized all over the defensive line, whether it's the interior, whether it's as a stand-up pass rusher. We've seen it all with him. So will he get better this year? That is the question. So before we get into that, be sure to subscribe, hit the comment, and leave a like if you like this video already, or if you've liked my other videos. Be sure to support the channel if you do indeed like that. So now we move on to the projections. And right off the cuff here, I'm going to go with, in 17 games, Aaron Donald is going to have 55 tackles. I know he had 45 last year. His career high is 69 in 2015, back with the St. Louis Rams when he was 24 years old. I like kind of predicting this in the middle of his career. Like, you look at it, he had 45 last year. His all-time lowest was in 2017 when he had 41. Tackles aren't a huge thing, but I do think Donald gets quite a few for being what you want to call it. I mean, some people would say he's an undersized defensive tackle. I don't know if that's really fair, but of course, you know, this is somebody that definitely could get 100 tackles if that's all he did. But the fact that he's able to rush the passer the way he does, he gets a lot of hurries, he gets a lot of pressures. We will get into that. But I have 55 tackles on the 21 season for Aaron Donald, and I think that's pretty good. That's right up to par. Next up, we have the sack total everybody is interested in. You know, I'll be honest with you. I really thought Aaron Donald, the year he had 20.5 sacks, just reached this level that I don't think anybody's reached before. Playing that position the way he was playing it, and getting 20.5 sacks. It's not like J.J. Watt, who was already a defensive end with his hand in the dirt. Aaron Donald was asked to be an interior defensive lineman, and he went in there and actually gave Michael Strahan a run for his money with that 22.5 sack single season record. But can he break it this year? Well, I don't think so. I think he can. I'm not going to say that he can't. I think he's capable. It just, the thing is, until, you know, this league starts taking into effect and actually calling holds, Donald is going to be held every play because he is the most dominant player. He's going to be Bill Belichicked out of the award of winning Defensive Player of the Year because he's won it now 3 times. I'm sure at some point, you know, they're going to give it to another player because he's just, why would he never win it, you know? As long as he stays healthy, he should win it every year. He's the best defensive player. That's not changing. So I think when it, you know, in terms of sacks, I think until the NFL starts actually writing these guys up for a hold on Donald and how many of those uncalled holds and what have you, I don't think he's going to have a chance, in a sense, at the sack record. He's he capable? Yes, absolutely. Like, his talent-wise, he's 100% capable of getting there. But I just don't feel like the NFL throws him enough of a bone. He gets held pretty much every play, and until that stuff stops, starts getting called and they stop holding, he's going to have like a ton of pressures. He's going to have a lot of quarterback hits and hurries and all that. But those don't end up as sacks. And the thing about Donald is he creates sacks. He's not the king of the almost sack. He gets sacks, but on top of that, he creates a lot of them for his other teammates. You look at Brockers, you look at Fox, you look at Floyd last year, Fowler in the past, Connor Barwin. I mean, these are guys that like they have reaped the rewards of playing with Aaron Donald, and that's not going to change. Now, the question is, does Leonard Floyd continue to play the way he did last year? And if so, does he get better? Does he add on to that? Because if he's a better pass rusher this year, and say they get really good production out of Terrell Lewis, or they get really good production out of Justin Hollins, or somebody emerges like an Obo Okoronkwo or a Chris Garrett, then you have two pass rushers off the edge. You have just total meat in the middle with, A'Shawn Robinson and Sebastian Joseph Day. If Aaron Donald is going to get to that 22.5 sack single season record, he's going to have help that opens up. He's going to have easier sacks that, he doesn't really have to do a ton with, because he's going to need help from those guys on the edge and in the interior. If he gets that, then he can get there. Talent-wise, 100% he should be there. But again, he gets held just about every play. He gets double teamed, triple teamed even. He gets double teamed 70% of his snaps, which is just unheard of. It's just ridiculous. And so until that stops, it's going to be really hard to do what he did. So I have him at 16.5. He had 13.5 last year. And won Defensive Player of the Year. I have him at 16.5. I think, a few of those sacks last year either weren't credited to him, or, they were picked up by one of his teammates, like a Morgan Fox, who really didn't do a ton on the play. Aaron Donald kind of made the play, and, Fox ended up wrapping the guy up. So I think more so this year, you'll see better stuff out of the other side of the, on the defensive line. Obviously, when you have a guy like Leonard Floyd, you have to hope he plays up to par, because he was basically signed to be the guy. But aside from him, you have two guys that are, moving into another year. Terrell Lewis will be a second-year guy. If he can take a significant stride, or anybody on that side of the football, then who knows? You could really see some good production, and things, the supporting cast around Aaron Donald could be a lot easier for him to get sacks. So I have 16.5. He had 13.5 last year. He goes up to 16.5 this year. And then moving on, I have 19 tackles for a loss. Last year, he had 14. He had 20 the year prior, and 25 the year he had 20.5 sacks. Tackles for a loss, a sack count. So, essentially he's getting about, he's getting 3 more than, 3 more than his sack total. And that's right around the, what we're used to. Aaron Donald gets a lot of stuffs and stops, and, he's always operating around the backfield and crashing and just being a pest. So I think that's definitely reasonable for sure. And then I have 5 forced fumbles. Last year he had 4. This would be tied for his career high, which he had back in 2017. Projecting more than 5 forced fumbles seems a little excessive. But I also feel like projecting Aaron Donald, it seems excessive, because trying to project somebody who simply does things that are off the charts is just hard. It's a hard concept in general. So I have Aaron Donald at 5 forced fumbles, but if he gets more, will not be shocked. And then the last stat here that's very important here, that doesn't get talked about enough. And actually, I don't know why, but I don't think people understand pressures. I have Aaron Donald getting 101 pressures. He had 98 last year, if that kind of helps you. Look, Aaron Donald does so much as far as disrupting the quarterback's flow of the game. And when you're a quarterback trying to take off and run, there's a lot of big-time mobile quarterbacks in this league. You have a Kyler Murray, you have Russell Wilson right off the bat that are in your division. Now you have Trey Lance. Aaron Donald's able to chase down Russell Wilson. What does that mean? It basically means that you can't even play your style of football. This guy's already crashing the backfield, and you have no option because you don't have time to watch these big plays develop, big plays down the field like a DK Metcalf using a double move. That stuff takes time. And the thing that complements Donald well that he hasn't had in his career up to this point, and now he has, of course, towards the end of his career, is Jalen Ramsey. Because Jalen Ramsey can shut one area of the field down. And now that makes it really hard on the quarterback because now the quarterback has timing issues, and then it makes it easier for Donald to get a sack. Teams were trying to get the ball out as quickly as possible, and they've been doing that. That's also hurt Donald because of the sacks. But what do those turn into? Pressures. Pressures are anything. When you do any sort of you have any sort of ability to get to the quarterback, rushes, throw, hit him. All of those are considered pressuring the quarterback. I have him at 101 this year. He had 98 last year. The sky's the limit for Donald. I know he's 30, but I still, continue to be marveled at his get-off. He is the best get-off I've ever seen in football. The ball snapped, and the guy's already in the backfield. It's just, it's really crazy to me. So that's what I'll say on that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, be sure to comment, subscribe, and click the like. And if you want to support this channel even further, you can actually become a patron today on my Patreon, or you can become a member on my channel. Or if you ever want to, support the channel, I do live streams. I'm now live gaming. I'm doing live streams about sports, having live interviews. I'm going to be doing pregame and postgame live streams with you guys. If you guys ever feel the need, want to support the channel but don't know how, you can always write in it. You could just do a super chat and it donates it to the channel. But that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I will be back tomorrow. We'll be doing Sebastian Joseph Day's projections, and then after that we'll do Ashawn Robinson, and we'll just kind of go through the rest of this defense leading up to the end of our projection video series. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and I'll be back tomorrow. You guys take care. Later.